there. The package is back. I think he's back in the mail, Das.
And that's a good thing. Yep. So having him fit and firing, and he's exciting. You need players playing the game the way he does. He looks powerful again. Hit a net, Nick Bryan. The athleticism of Bryan, one out. Cripps. The gun floats one, half forward, awkward one to mark. McGovern. Jordan Ridley picked it up and squeezed the handball. Direction of Cottrell. Here's Walsh. Something good always happens when Sam Walsh touches the ball. Back to Cunningham. In the direction of Kaz Bolt. Mackay hasn't really had many opportunities at all. Merritt back there with a defensive ball, but only as far as Doherty.
Good mark, Doherty, under some pressure. That Cripps on the outside. Doherty told to go. Does now inside. Here comes Casbolt. Very firmly and aggressively Hind. Quick flick of the handball out wide to Heppel. He's looking for Hooker, punched away by him, and Cox taken over the boundary line. Dyson Heppel in his 177th game, the same as David Shaw, the former president, who I believe is your father-in-law, Das, is that right?
He certainly is, David Shaw, and he's fit, healthy. He's almost Tommy Hafey-like, I would describe him as.
Great Essendon man.
Yep, two-time premiership player.
Petrevski-Seton warming up there, as well as the medical sub, as Cunningham forges forward with a footy and just offline to the right-hand side for Cunningham.
Jordan Ridley, on the best and fairest, played every game last year. Turned into a very fine player. Great intercept marker, doing the fullback kicking duties as well. Play on! Right over the top. Immediately tackled Snelling. So this will be interesting. Paddy Dow and Sam Petrevski-Seton. That's like a boxer who's got a nasty punch in the head, isn't it? I hope there's not a fracture or something to deal with there, but Jimmy Bartell will update us on that. Cripps didn't see Dev Smith from behind. Very rarely gets caught. Chance for Darcy Parish. McGrath. Nunes gave chase. Brilliant tackle. Liam Jones. The initial tackle was okay. The free kick, I thought he held on a little bit too long, so not too much argument from Jones. That was a clever kick. Understood the mismatch was on there.
Yeah, he knew Jones was on the mark, so he just had to find where Carl Hooker was, knowing that he probably had the advantage over someone, and it was Ed Curnow. Good clever kick. With you though, Das, I thought that tackle looked okay, but maybe it just went on a fraction too long.
Great start in the UK. Hooker 16 goals. He was goalless for the first time last week. Just got two behinds. This will take his absolute best. Deep in the right forward pocket. Regulation drop punt offline.
What about that whack in the eye for Dowling? Have you ever had something like that? How difficult with one eye shut is it to play?
Well, one as bad as that, unfortunately, I didn't come back on. Fractured cheek and eye socket and all that, but it would be extremely hard, to judge everything, to have the confidence to go back in, and if it closes over completely,
Great
just
shot.
to have that awareness.
Great shot of the Doc, still checking him out there. Plowman, Walsh, combining. Cottrell. And Walsh, bit of a free passage there, attacking the footy was Heppel. Did well, read it nicely. Got it off to Cox. Neat little ball over the top. Got the loose what they want to keep going here. Snelling, little handball to Hind. Hind back inside. Smith should mark. Plowman's there as well. Well done, Plowman. A good effort, but Smith outmarks him. And there it is, the damage that's done.
The Carlton defence just got lost then. Devon Smith floated into that part of 50 all alone and had heaps of time to take that mark. They desperately tried to close it down, but it was too late. And I think the Carlton defenders at the moment now just on the back foot, retreating a little bit because they know that ball movement is so fast from the Bombers.
Great look over the shoulder from Devon Smith. Ride this one all the way home, Bomber fans. It looks like it's there. It is. Beautiful kick. It's nice, an angle like that where you get right behind the player, and he just perfected where to start that foot. He drew it back with his little mini hook very nicely indeed. Well done to Dev Smith.
Paddy Dow back on the field for the Blues, so he's been all clear. The eye's starting to settle down enough for him to be able to see what he's doing.
I recall you had an eye damage similar to that, Jimmy. Was that right?
Yeah, copped a stray elbow, but you just got to fight through it sometimes. But now they're so concerned about concussion and checking everything off. So that was what took the length of time there for Carlton.
We had a 15-minute spell. Paddy Dow, the medical staff, are the best in the business. In our game, we're very fortunate. Didn't take any risks at all. Heppel released the handball nicely. It was really to Laverty, and Sard dropped it, but had enough composure to go back and get it. McGovern now, out the back's Casbolt. He honours the lead from Mackay. Beautiful take of a half volley, superb pick-up, Cunningham, but well done Mackay. When you're that big, that's not where you want the footy. It's a great sign for me that Harry Mackay has got that sort of touch below his knees. Beautiful take.
Clean, wasn't it?
No, it was a ripper. A ripper for a big man. Cunningham getting amongst it as well. He's had 11 touches of the footy so far. He's burnt it a little bit by foot, just 50% kicking efficiency.
Really is remarkable, some of the players playing AFL now with their height. That's 204 centimetres, Harry Mackay. Down low, quick hands to give that one off. We've marvelled at Cox coming in for the Bombers, 200 centimetres, might end up an inside midfielder. Just seeing players get taller and taller, but more and more athletic.
Yeah.
200 odd centimetres used to be just a bit, had to be a big lumbering ruckman. Now they're getting around the ground unbelievably well.
Happening in other sports, of course, been happening in basketball for a long time. You look at someone like Joe Ingles, Jones, 6'8", 6'6" point guard. Little handball out from Owies. Carlton go forward again, this time from a little direction, Laverty. Little chipper back inside to Bryan. Nick Bryan, game one for him, has acquitted himself very nicely to Redmond.
So Nick Bryan getting involved in the ball movement there. Just playing his role nicely on debut. 50.
Grab a landmark. 10 metres short, get to the goal square.
Standing the man on the mark rule, Petrevski-Seton, as looks like he's coming on. Paddy Dow has given it a go. He might be coming off the medical sub activated, we think. We'll chat to Jimmy Bartell in a minute. Here's Darcy Parish. High ball. That'll take some marking. Harry Jones. Well, they look at each other. Pitternet, Liam Jones. They're asking questions, but the answer is that man was too good.
Stood under it beautifully. It was the high ball, and Carlton really should have got a fist on this. Have a look at the replay. They've got enough back there. And that's him just standing up strong. Harry Jones. Disappointed that Carlton defensive group, and they look at each other straight away. What happened? Harry Jones was too good.
Just his 7th game of AFL football. High hopes for Bomber fans for this young man. Really well struck, and he slides it through. Harrison Jones has got a couple, and that just fills you with confidence. Big pack marks for a young man. Marching back out to 20 points.
Got some good help from that man there, Hooker as well, Das. Hooker engaged Liam Jones so that he couldn't be that third man up in the contest there. Just enough to allow free passage for young Jones.
Well, Carlton have activated the sub in Petrevski-Seton. They tried Paddy Dow. He had a run on the field, but it was just too difficult for him to see out of that right eye, and hurt on the side of caution, as we touched on before.
So, Jimmy, with that, he would have got the concussion all clear, I'd imagine, to be allowed back on the ground, but obviously major concerns, perhaps about a fracture, or, as Jimmy just said, his ability to see the ball and see the opposition players.
Has to sit in the back row as well, Paddy Dow, once you are subbed out. Mandatory that you've got to sit in the back row.
Is that right, Beats?
Yep, so everyone knows what's going on and who's still in the game. There's Parish from centre of the ground, looking for a ball into right. He muscled and bustled his way forward. beat Wiedering, but in the end dropped a chesty. Really should have hung on to that. Brian looking to trap the footy. Now he's got to spin out of it. A double tackle. Took two to have a crack at him. Parrish there as well. Mackay, little handball to Gibbons, clever knockdown, they move it forward. Fogarty got boot on ball. Here's Owies again, tackled by Stringer. Cunningham arrives, couldn't do anything with it. Redmond, Stringer's hands were super duper quick. Got it on there to McGrath, to Ham, now Heppel, bouncing run through the middle of the ground. Good ball, Cox on the lead. Exciting build up, knocked away by the Blues. Can they capitalise here? Snelling back to Cox, little spinning pirouette to Jones and couldn't quite get hold of it.
Parks did nicely there for the Carlton defence to Doherty. Overlap run provided, ends up with Curnow. Puts it down the line, Casbolt, Ridley launched high from behind, staying down, Eddie Betts. He loves his situation. He's got something special, as he Eddie. In the end, Ridley was able to get back. He would have had some nervous moments. Reverting. Sends it down the line. Good touch, Jones. Mark, free kick.
Sure.
He's really going well.
This is one of the young guns you're talking about, Lingy. It's wiry and tall, and how good are these guys going to be in a couple of years? They're already good now. Jones on the head of Stringer there, punched away. Went and got her. I think it was Doherty underneath all of that. Hit net, little handball. McDonald tipping Woody. Wright needs to get rid of it. Fogarty took it off him in the end. Muscled it out there. And Carlton get the play on call here. Redmond up. Couldn't quite win it in the air. Guelphy's got to go back to the centre. Mackay overran the footy. Picked up a little handball here to Merritt. Merritt neat ball out wide to Perkins. Perkins can run and go all the way. 45 and closing. Missed.
Still looking for his first AFL goal, Archie Perkins.
Bombers physio is just having a quick look at Nick Bryan. Rolled over on his ankle, so they're looking to re-strap him and get him back out there.
Thanks, Jimmy. The hands of Sam Walsh, averaging 30 disposals a game. So far, season 2021, he's a remarkable record. He's had coaches' votes in an amazing number of games. 21 of his first 45 career games. The coaches have had him in the best players. Long and down the line. McGovern well placed. Good hands in front of Guelphy. Quick movement to Cunningham. Gibbons wanted the handball. Mackay offered a lead. Ignored. Casbolt from the side. Eddie's lurking. Fisted away by McGrath. Here's Mackay. Flicked it off to Eddie. Eddie McGrath backed into it. Curnow got hold of him. And this won't be the worst setup for Carlton. Just a little bit of time inside their forward 50. There's Nick Bryan.
You've just got to be able to lock it in now, Gus, to stop that Essendon ball movement.
Kay and Rod just assessing the situation there.
Looks like just a retape to me, Jimmy. Is it a retape on Bryan down there?
Yeah, he just came off complaining. He went over on the outside of it. The physios just wanted to strap it up and give it a bit more support.
Okay. Physio's pretty good to do all this under pressure. Get it to stick with sweaty skin. Wright took it out of the ruck. Merritt. McGrath. Little dribbler. Jones. Oh, beautiful pickup. Didn't have time to get rid of it. Got pinged, in fact. Razors right on the spot there. Free to the Blues. Parks. And he does just that. Carlton players got confused over who would go and who wouldn't. Doherty in the end spearing ball and finds Owies. So Owies, he hasn't kicked a career goal either, so he lines up for his first. Good, comfortable range for him. Man on the marks at 40 or so.
Clever kick by Doherty. He's always been a good ball user. There were numbers back. If he'd gone long again, it would have just been a big mass of players, and Essendon probably spoil it. Just hit up the short target. It's what you have to do when the opposition's got a heap of numbers behind the ball. Get the mark on about 40 out.
2 weeks ago, 4 goals in the VFL. Last week, 3 behinds. Here he comes for his first goal. Owies kicks his first in footy. And more than that, well, it's always great to have a first goal. The Blues were in desperate need of a major there, and it's come at a very good time. So a big-time goal there from a young player who's done well in the last couple of weeks at the VFL level and gets them back within 15 points.
Oh, I love that, Matto. His first goal in the big time. And that's a nice moment, isn't it? As BT just said, they needed it desperately. The Blues will come at a better time. Still a little time left in this second term. Casbolt, double-fisted punch down. Ground ball to be one. Merritt decided off the ground and ended up in the direction of Paddy Cripps.
Carlton.
Walsh took on the tackler now. The umpire encouraged the advantage. Walsh took it in fairness, and this is a big turnover. Nick Hines streaming through the corridor back to McGrath. Back to Merritt. Now Dyson Hempel, all on his own out there. Lobs it in the direction of right, smacks straight into the face of Nick Cox. And Falcon, the sheriff with a bit of a smile on his face.
Brilliant awareness by Zach Merritt then. Everyone thought that the play was going to stop. Walsh knew he wanted to take the advantage. Zach Merritt was aware of it, chased him down, nailed the tackle. Terrific play.
Well, Tipton Woody was on the run at that stoppage as well. He's been left out of this a little bit, even though he's kicked 3 goals. Here they go, Hind, Donald Tipton Woody. They've got a 2-on-1 here. If Jones can knock this his way, he's away. Beautiful pickup, intelligent play from Jones. Tried a bit of foot candy, got clobbered by Cunningham. Cunningham says, "Don't you ever do that to me again." Or was it Parks? It was Parks that clobbered him.
I'm through.
He sold some very, very nice foot candy, came back for a second sale, and no go.
Great call, BT. He's a hard nut, Parks. He likes getting involved, and here comes Sarge streaming through the ground. You can predict the response from the Bombers fans. Eddie Betts is all out the back. Oh, how did he get on his own, Eddie? He's dropped it just for a little bit of show time. Eddie picks it up and has nailed it. Pushing the back. The goal will count anyway.
Pushing the back. Free kick, but a score review.
I believe it's a goal. Can you check if the ball at the post?
Yeah, score review. Umpire's call is a goal. Please make sure it hit the post.
Review underway.
And if it's a behind, it's going to be a free kick because he was pushed in the back after he kicked. Eddie?
So it might go to the edge here potentially.
Come here.
Looks to be a little bit of daylight there.
I've played a push, so it's going to be a free kick if it's not a goal.
The outside of the post.
I'm not going to pay it again. I'm not going to pay it again.
Hard to tell from that angle, isn't it, Lingy?
That's an interesting point, isn't it? Has it actually gone through for a behind?
Yeah, I think that's gone through the points anyway.
Don't go too far.
Or am I seeing things, Dars?
That's the goals, isn't it? The one in the middle.
Review complete. Looking at these angles, there is no deviation as the ball passes the post and no spike on edge. Decision on scoreboard.
So we think that's the other side of the post potentially, but do you? Well, I don't know. It's a goal. Eddie's going to take it.
Well, they didn't even mention that, so it's a very good point.
I could be confused, Brian.
It's hard to know which angle's where when it's so close up, Lingy. I get the drift. But the way I read it, it was okay, but you've got me worried. And Eddie's looking a little
Perplexed.
yeah. Well, we're not sure. This was a great tackle, but this was a result at the other end. Now, Bet, does it go on the right side of the goalpost? First of all, let's look at that. And yes, it does. So that's clear. So the umpires have made the call. No touch post. So
It's all right, BT. I'm just seeing things. Right decision made then.
you had me worried. You had me really worried. Stringer, pulsating football that he's playing out of the guts today. Seems to have a different little role there, Snelling. That's off the side of the boot and a little ugly. Perkins goes up and makes sure it comes to ground, though. Good play by him. Cripps was moved off the footy. Well done in there by McGrath. Muscled the ball out. Spun in and out of trouble there, Ham. got rid of it. Snelling there as well, Perkins. So is Cottrell. Ball's pinging around. No one with clean possession. Walsh has nailed it, a two-arm chicken tackle. It was a two-arm chicken tackle. One on each side. Smith's got the free and the Bombers on the attack.
Beautifully executed tackle. And Devon Smith wanted Jake Stringer, but young man Matt Cottrell got back. 7.5 minutes until half-time. Edged underneath at Casbolt, but Eddie, who's already got a couple. Called to play on. It's Cunningham long down the line, presents nicely at it. Here's Walsh. Thought about taking on the young ruckman, Brian. Gibbons, first to recover. Centering kick, awkward one to mark from McGovern. Ricochets back. What can Eddie do? Boot to ball, Pittner, the big man, just tried to muscle it through. And Laverty, Hyde and Guelphy combined.
Oh, good stuff, Das. Hine again. Kept it in play dangerously. Almost threw it to Heppel. When are they going to get a cooling kick? And Langford says, let's all draw our collective breath and just have a look at things.
And I sense, and Langford's done the right thing here, BT, but I sense a lot of them don't want the cooling kick. They're happy to keep throwing it around and play with that energy.
I tell you who is loving it. The crowd here are loving the honesty in which both teams are attacking at the moment. Doherty, take note everyone. Casbolt, little one around the corner. McGovern found some space, Merritt annoyed. And McGovern gets a look from a deep angle in the Dom Sheed pocket.
And Guelphy having a nice little debate out there, BT, around who was in the wrong spot, who was in the right spot.
And Guelphy not exactly going over to take the man on the mark. It's interesting they've gone with the smallest man on the mark. So McGovern, just his third game of the year. Deep angle, got it working back a little, across the face, out of bounds, so that'll be on the full. It's a real intriguing, interesting, and at times highly skilled game. Enjoying it thoroughly. Hope you are at home as well.
Ah, it's great, isn't it? Both sides taking every opportunity to attack. Now Redmond down the line. Liam Jones launched. Hooker held his ground. Parks. Free kick coming back to Parks. Woody and Walsh exchange pleasantries. Saad, he looked at Snelling and said, I can get around you if I want. High ball. Heppel. Oh, well played. Curnow got through heavy traffic and he's pulled that way across the face, out of bounds.
What do you reckon David Teague would be thinking right now, Lingy?
I think he'd be pleased with certain aspects of what they're doing. It's just, once they do win the ball, BT, they're letting themselves down.
Ball is one behind. Please make sure it went this side of the behind post.
Check this one. Just got to fix up their ball use, BT. They're going at 54% by foot.
Which side of the post, Lingy?
Don't ask me at the moment, Dars. I'm saying that's a...
Looks like it's a point, doesn't it? On the shot on the left. I don't know. How do you tell? It's impossible.
I'm going to need my protractor, my compass.
Review complete. Looking at these angles, we can see the ball passes on the inside of the behind post. Decision on scoreboard.
I'll tell you this thing about the man in the arc. He's got an incredible eye. He can things.
He's good.
He can see things that we think we can see. He's good. We're enjoying this. Redmond still got over 5 minutes to play here. Cox getting the free here.
Stand, thank you.
It went down a little too willingly. We had Darryl here today, of course, who played for Fitzroy, Melbourne and Brisbane, 30 games there. Mum Julie, one of the leading makeup artists in town. Sister Montana, one of the best models in the world.
Play on.
High achievers, the families. These days, Perkins, I think it is, sends it long, forward bound, and nice mark taken by the centre half back in Wiedering.
Did it really well to Doherty. Paddy Cripps, good effort from Ridley. Found a way to bring that to ground. It was not an easy thing to do with Paddy Cripps. Cunningham coming through Doherty. Might have been tackled. that possession. And the umpire sees it that way. Sam Doherty. Incredible return, Lee. 2 knee reconstructions. He's come back from that. Hasn't missed a beat, Sam Doherty.
Yeah, and a terrific leader as well. We saw when he was off doing that assistant coaching type role from the bench, supporting his team, and all reports from within Carlton, his leadership on the field is like having another coach out there.
Hit net, hooked it back into play, sensing that it was going to go out of bounds. Brian. Nice ball it was. I'm not sure it was deliberate, but well done, hooker. On the wing, slowing things down. Players' endurance just being tested a little here. Both these sides have run and run from end to end and side to side for the entire game so far. Wealthy wide. Stewart. Stewart, neat little ball forward to an unmanned Redmond. He's able to run. Betts gives chase. Got to cut through the pigeons. There's Redmond. High ball. Stringer's got to sit at the back here. Didn't get the jump. Not sure why. McDonald Tippin Woody tries to keep it alive. Hits the post. Wonder why Stringer didn't jump then. He had no opponent on him. Whether he just misjudged or mistimed his run.
Keep your eye on him around this boundary throwing, though. He likes to hit the ball at speed. Hooker, McDonald, Tippin Woody, but Walsh. Superbly done again. McGovern and Ridley. Kai, just his 5th touch of the footy. Flogging into open space. Gibbons in a one-on-one with Hine. This is going to be interesting. Good bounce for the little man Gibbons. Hine got back. Didn't give away the free kick. And a big win for Nick Hine to Nick Bryan, who's having a fantastic start to his career. Nick Bryan.
Nice when your first game, 200+ centimetre ruckman can work that hard to be the outlet kick.
And then kick it to a 200 centimetre plus wing. That's the modern game right there.
Yeah, it certainly is. And then got up to another one who's pushing up to the 200 mark. I don't know how tall he is, Lingy, but he looks lean and long and thin and high.
196.
So he's pushing there. When he finishes growing, he'll be 200. High ball on the head of Stringer. They come, Wiedering again across the face. Crumbed his own ball. Nice smother by Devon Smith. Tried to keep it alive. Saad chopped it off. Low penetrating, attacking footy to Cripps. Cripps can go. He's got an overlap runner. Why are you standing? Keep going.
That's called 50 BT. That's the one that frustrates fans, though.
Against Cox, was it?
Yeah, on the outside, the boundary side, protected zone. Didn't influence the play at all. But that's what it was called for. We'll see it again soon on the replay. He was in the protected zone. He had no bearing on that play at all. Watch here on the outside. That's what it was called for, Cox.
Okay. Protected area breach. So now Cripps with this kick here. They're down 8 points, the Blues. This will really excite the Carlton fans today. 40 metres out, directly in front. Good kick. That's a goal. It's got to be. No, post. Clip the post. 1:34 and a half remaining.
Play on the birdie. That's a free kick.
Push. Essendon, push. Stay here.
Umpire Ray Chamberlain right on the spot.
Oi, my bad.
Kyle Langford now on his defensive 50. What about the transfer of play? Now long down the line, Jones. Picked up by Cripps. Here's Walsh. Great chase down pressure. It affected the kick. Can Nunes get back onto it? Redmond. He overplayed it. And Ray wasn't going to buy it. Here's Curnow. Open goal square. Curnow on the half-time side. Almost. He's got a big goal. That's huge. Back to within a point under a minute in the first half. And Ed Curnow, who we think's had the majority of the game on Zach Jones, and is a midfielder who used to love kicking goals when he had a roll. He'll be pretty happy with that, Ed Curnow.
Always nice to kick one when you're doing the job. You're a good midfielder. have a look again here. Was this a free kick? It was called for overplaying it, I think was the call from
Who was it?
Chamberlain. Redmond, yeah. Essendon fans weren't happy. So a little pull. He certainly was making sure the umpire saw it. Great finish by Ed Curnow. Job on Zach Merritt.
That bounce could have almost been recalled, but the umpire deemed that both ruckmen still had a chance. Stringer, there's a player down in the middle as well. Is that Walsh? High ball on the head here. Petrevski-Seton there, picked up beautifully by Smith. Handball back to Merritt. Bearing down on him is Cunningham, not before he got the kick away to Hook. Couldn't mark. Keeps it alive though. Snelling, no. Goes over the line, out of bounds.
Thank you. Ruckman, thank you, Kyle.
Frustration.
Thanks,
Kyle
mate.
Hook there. He felt like
Kyle and Mark.
he had everything apart from the ball in his hands. So can they manufacture a late goal here, the Bombers? But an outstanding first half from both teams. Devon Smith, clever player. Cunningham read it well and chopped off the handball.
Smith there, so we're down to the last 24 seconds here. Bombers really pushing up. Want to have this right in their forward end. Picked up here by Snelling, caught in the tackle, ball knocked out in the tackle, adjudicates the umpire. With the one here from Perkins, got it to Langford, right foot around the corner, high footy. And I think that'll be the last scoring shot of the quarter, as the siren will sound with 3 seconds to go here. Sard will take a long time to put the footy back into play, but the message has already gone and been delivered. Paddy Towell has been subbed out of this game. If you've just joined us, it's been a fantastic game of high skill and lots of scoring. The Bombers just getting the job done. Stay with us. This is going to go to the wire. Two teams really fighting for it. Both want their third win. And at half-time, it is Essendon 8-7-55 to the Blues 8-5-53.